Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's a weekend, so let's tell you about the whole doggone thing. Saturday, April 22nd, celebrate Trails Day, National Jelly Bean Day, National Girl Scout Leaders Day, and National Earth Day. What do I do every year?
Happy Earth Day to you.
Happy Earth Day to you. Okay, I'll stop. Sunday the 23rd, National Lost Dog Awareness Day. National Cherry Cheesecake Day. Ooh,
Yum.
that sounds good. National Take a Chance Day. National Picnic Day. And National Talk Like Shakespeare Day. I don't know what he talked like. Probably not that. Do you know what he talked like?
I've seen some of his plays. I'm assuming that's what he talked like.
I'm assuming he spoke with a British accent. Got a guest today. I don't know if he's got a British accent or not. Karl Horstmann. He is the maker of movies, and he's got a movie out right now called On a Wing and a Prayer. Going to chat with him all about that coming up.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. About 2 in 5, 39% of people have used online information instead of visiting their physician. Heidi's pointing at me. The average person self-diagnoses 4 times in the past year. More like 4 times in the last week.
Our daughter is terrible
every day
at this.
she's on there. Based on information found online, according to a survey of U.S. adults, some of these respondents' most common misconceptions about what is and what is not healthy includes believing fish oil, garlic, and honey are sufficient to cure or treat certain ailments. So you're telling me that's not going to cut it?
It's not going to cure it. Those things are good for you.
64% associated carbs with being mainly bad for their health. So I go with what they just said. That seems like the gospel to me. So apparently we are all wrong. All right. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know researchers found that listening to up-tempo music while driving increases your chances of being in an accident? I wouldn't doubt that.
I could see that if you're jamming out and you're not paying attention.
I bet it increases your chances of getting a speeding ticket, too.
Probably.
Because I've been driving along, like jamming to a song, and look down, like, whoa, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I slow it down. An Israeli scientist said those listening to up-tempo songs were twice as likely to jump a red light as those listening to slower tempo songs or not listening to music at all. So if I were you, I would just, keep your hands at 10 and 2, keep your eyes on the road.
Turn on some air supply and focus.
No. You can listen to the music you love. You can listen to whatever kind of music you like. Just be aware that you could get in an accident if you're driving, too fast and doing stuff because the music's too fast. You're mocking me, aren't you? All right.
No.
We don't know everything, but now we know this. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. After much speculation, Warner Brothers Discovery made it official recently that the studio is readapting J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter books into a TV series. With an all-new cast, Rowling is on board as the executive producer. The 7 novels will play out in the form of a streaming show debuting exclusively on Max, the newly renamed service, which combines now HBO Max and Discovery Plus. So they're now going to be one thing.
Okay, so
Max.
that actually make sense of the article I saw the other day saying that HBO has decided to stand 100% behind J.K. Rowling with all of her, supposed controversy.
Well,
they said, we're standing by her. We think she's awesome.
Speaking of controversy, comedian Kathy Griffith has revealed that she's been diagnosed with complete post-traumatic stress disorder. She began a candid TikTok video saying, let's talk about PTSD. There's more information if you'd like to read it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. It's been over 8 years since Jeff Bezos said that Amazon would, quote, soon be delivering packages by drone. 8 years ago, he said that was going to be happening soon. I don't know that I'm ready for it even
I
still.
don't know how that could.
I don't know
how that could even happen without having major theft problems.
I talked to an author who has a book out, and he delivered he was the first person to deliver a book via drone. Somebody bought a book, they connected it to a drone, and they sent it. So he actually made history being the first one to do it.
Yeah, but who's going to steal a book? Nobody reads anymore.
And what? Some people do. Tupperware may have to file for bankruptcy. How sad is that?
I'm surprised it took this long.
Here's the thing, though. Yeah, my mom bought some of those in 1973, and she's still using them. So I don't know.
Did you know that I didn't even know it was still a thing.
Oh yeah, I knew it was still a thing. But
do you ever know anybody that has those Tupperware parties anymore? How do you go about getting them?
I don't know, but I'm just saying they last too long. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
These things are so good, they're still working from the 1970s and 1980s. So maybe you guys make lesser product and you'll sell more. I don't know. I think they actually have a great product. Gwyneth Paltrow says she no longer cares what people think about her. Well, good for you.
Did she ever?
I don't know. And just in time for this weekend here, Chinese scientists say they've discovered a groundbreaking treatment that may cure hangovers. Ooh, Heidi just perked up. A team from the Chinese Academy of Science Institute of Zoology, they claim to have genetically engineered, a probiotic taken in the form of a yogurt or a pill before you go out, which they say can not only prevent a hangover, it can protect your liver from the ravages of booze. Using
a lot of times, though, you don't know that's going to happen until it happens.
Well, using the enzymes that accelerate the breakdown of alcohol in the body, yada, 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 smart, all kinds of stuff. If you want to read about it, it's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with Karl Horstmann. He's a filmmaker, and he's got some great films that I've seen, like The Case for Christ, Vanished, Left Behind, The Next Generation, and he's got some really neat things. We recently talked with one of the lead stars of Southern Gospel. That's one of his films, and he's got a new one coming out right now called On a Wing and a Prayer. You just kind of keep cranking these movies out. Holy cow. Where do you come up with all these ideas, Karl?
Well, I tell you, we've been busy. It's been a busy season, but these ideas come from various places. Some of them we discovered the stories, and like On a Wing and a Prayer, the writer, Brian Eggleston, found this story, and he was going to take an airplane flying lesson. The movie's about what happens on an airplane. And while he was in flight training school, they said, hey, listen to this thing that happened down in Florida where this near-miss tragedy happened. And he's listening to that on the headphones because he's been instructed to. And before you know it, he writes a letter to the real-life person it happens to. He was so moved with it and got the rights to do that story. So that movie came about through one guy taking a flight class and hearing the radio call.
And the the thing that's really neat, I've seen the trailer for this, and I'm looking forward to seeing this. You got a wonderful cast, an amazing story, and it's based on a true story. I always love true story movies. I think they're just amazing.
Yeah, it is based on a true story of what happened to this mom and dad and two teenage daughters as they climbed on a twin-engine King Air plane, propeller plane, to fly home on an Easter Sunday morning after the dad had gone to the funeral of his brother. They get 2 minutes into the flight, and the pilot has a massive heart attack and dies. And Dad, who's never flown anything but taken one lesson at one time previous in his life, they had to try to talk him down. Quite complicated, those bigger aircraft. He was very fortunate, not to give anything away, but, I'm in the hope and redemption business, so you can imagine what happened.
I think we have a good happy ending from the sounds of it, because, again, I can't imagine you'd be making this movie if it ended in tragedy.
Yeah, that's right. It's more like a thriller, but it definitely has hope and redemption components to it.
How did you get into this line of work?
I started when I was 18 years old working at a church, and they had got me a job as the hey, go do that guy. So I did that for a bit, and then around the right time, and they said, hey, kid, go get on that camera. So I did that for a bit, and then they said, hey, kid, go edit this, and I did that for a bit. And I was just fortunate to get a real good schooling there, and then went to work for Turner Broadcasting for Ted Turner back when he was still running the place at a time of explosive growth. I started as a junior editor, and I left there as a staff director working on title sequences and commercials. So I did my film school through Turner Broadcasting here in Atlanta.
And some of the films on your resume here, The Case for Christ, that did extremely well. Did that do even better than you anticipated? It did very, very well.
It really did. It really did. It did quite well, and it actually did well overseas. And a lot of times faith films don't do well overseas. And I think in South Korea, it did over $1 million in the box office, which is unheard of for a project like that. So we were very surprised and happy with how that did, and it had gone on to some streaming success as well.
I love that. And then another that's just a recent movie is Southern Gospel, and we had a chance to chat with Max about that when the movie came out, and that's doing really well as well.
Yeah, we were fortunate to work with that. A pastor in Florida who pastors a church, he actually pastors the church his dad started, had written and wanted to direct this movie about his dad's life story. So it is based on that. His dad was a rock and roller back in the 60s, and through a tragic accident ended up unable to do that anymore, or just kind of lost his heart for that, and ended up finding his way back to ministry and started this church that is still thriving today down right outside Orlando. And we were blessed to have Max Eric as our young actor playing that lead role. It's done well, and it's coming out on Up TV, I think, later this month.
And it's a great tale that shows sometimes when you lose something, you actually gain other things. So, there are people that they have something happen in their life and they look at the downside, but there could be a major upside too if you're just looking for it.
No, you're right. You're so right, John, that we never know what's around the bend, and we just got to keep going, get up every day, put one foot in front of the other, and keep trucking, and see what the Lord, what doors are open to us.
New film, On a Wing and a Prayer. When can we see this, and where can we see this?
Yeah, thank you. On a Wing and a Prayer, Amazon Prime. So anybody who has Amazon Prime will be able to see that. Starring Dennis Quaid and Heather Graham. Hope people will enjoy that.
Well, I'm excited to see it. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
Hey, thank you, John. I appreciate you so much. All the best.
Again, Karl Horstmann has been our guest today. On a Wing and a Prayer. It's available now on Amazon Prime. It's got Dennis Quaid and Heather Graham. I've got a link to all of the information and the trailer in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Sherbet contains more sugar than ice cream.
I love sherbet.
I've always called it sherbet, but it's sherbet. There's no R, and that's not sherbet.
I've always called it sherbet, too.
Yeah, me too. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
T-shirts were invented in 1904, aimed at bachelors who could not sew or fix buttons.
Oh.
Nice. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Your foot is exactly as long as the distance from your wrist to the crook of your elbow. We've checked that. It's true. That checks out. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Until the age of 6, roughly 80% of children's dreams are about animals. Huh.
I don't really remember most
Yeah,
of my dreams
me
from when
neither.
I was a kid, so I cannot verify.
All right. Well, one other fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Swedish word gift can mean either married or poison. So that's kind of confusing. Does that seem weird to you?
That seems very weird
Seems very
to me.
weird. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by Mintervention.com. Heidi, question for you. A survey says that almost 40% of us have had this stolen at work. What is it?
Our pens.
I've had this stolen so many times. An idea. Somebody stole our idea. I've had that happen so many times. I have this great idea, and then somebody else will do it. Like one time I invented the microwave. Another time I invented the internet.
Somebody is always stealing my pens. Always.
They're taking
I think
your
it's
pens,
you.
and they're taking my ideas, and I'm using your pens to write down my ideas. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A Russian fish salad known as Igdertenka salad.
Sounds delicious.
Pretty sure I got it wrong. Indgurka recently voted the worst dish in the world by readers of an online food guide Taste Atlas. It's not even easy to say. Indgurka salad originated in Yakutia, which is also known as the coldest inhabited region in the world, is a simple dish consisting of diced white fish combined with onions and seasoned oil, salt, and pepper. So what's so bad about it? In Gurkha salad, the fish is not only raw, but also frozen solid, which could be expected because it was born in a place where the temperature drops down to 70 below zero Celsius, 94 below zero Fahrenheit. Usually served as an appetizer and accompanied by a lemon wedge and a shot of vodka. Well, there you go.
Hey.
That is an interesting
My
dish.
ancestors knew how to party.
Yeah, weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Things that were great until rich people wrecked them, according to Reddit. Chicken wings. Used to be the cheapest part of the bird. You could get 5-cent wings. Now they're so expensive.
How is that rich people's fault?
Because all of a sudden people were buying them like crazy. It used to just be, I don't know, apparently something
what does that
else.
have to do with rich people?
I don't know. Camping. Camping used to be like an old tin camper or a tent, and now camping apparently like camping spaces because of these giant RVs. Everything's expensive. Football. They say it used to be a working man's game. My dad took me and my cousins to the game all the time. Now you can't afford to go to the game. Foodie treatment, donuts, cupcakes, hamburgers, wings, all of those things. It used to be like very affordable. Now they're expensive. Ripped denim jeans is another thing on the list. Houses. There's so many wealthy people buying up cheap homes, and then they do Airbnbs and
that
things.
Is
They're
true.
So people are going, oh, darn you, rich people.
Yep.
And then the last on the list is auctions. Storage shed auctions used to be really cheap until Storage Wars, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, ha-ha, cha-ching. I've got the entire list in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap, cheap, cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today is from Steve Carell, and this is actually a quote from The Office. So what was his name on The Office? I can't think of what his...
Michael Scott.
Yeah, Michael Scott is really what it should say on here. He said, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. I just love it.
I love that character.
I do too. That was
a great show.
The makers of The Office have a new show. It's called
Yes, they
Jury
do.
Duty, and
you should watch this.
Oh,
It's
my goodness.
fantastic.
I had somebody on the program from that show, and then we started watching it. It is so funny.
So
The
funny.
final episodes just came out on Friday night, and we still haven't seen it. So, spoiler alert, don't tell me what happened. We're going to check them out. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. I think this is a cool story. Award-winning documentary about kindness features Ben Affleck and Lady Gaga and Garth Brooks and many others performing acts of kindness, even anonymously, releases endorphins that make you feel good. It increases your self-esteem. But what about the far-reaching impacts of kindness on the recipients? There's a new documentary called Case for Kindness. Award-winning filmmaker Steve Solowich interviews celebrities and everyday people to find real-life moments where kindness made a huge difference. It says the groundbreaking humanitarian documentary is a journey around the United States in an effort to better understand the importance of kindness and its impact on our culture and our society. Through interviews with scientific experts, world and thought leaders, we delve deeper into the science behind kindness and its evolutionary beginnings to its modern-day impact. Along the way, we highlight inspiring acts of kindness changing communities and perceptions around the country. So I think that's really, really cool. Now I kind of want to watch this. I'm looking to see if I can find where it is. So let's see. It says Ben Affleck, Lady Gaga, Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood. There's some of the people that are in there. Again, it's called Case for Kindness. I've got a link to a YouTube video, but that's not the whole thing. That's just like a trailer for it. So, well, I'll see if I can find the actual documentary, and if I can, I'll put a link to that as well. I just clicked on caseforkindness.com. There we go. Well, see, all I got to do is click around. All right, I've got that link in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. I know you have a lot of options, a lot of stuff you can stick in your ear, and we appreciate that you put the two of us in there. That sounds really weird the way I said it.
It really
but I mean,
does.
Thanks for listening. That's what I meant.